Hey, Ageless Beauty, back this week with a question. Who's driving? My last video newsletter, I talked about the 3 procrastination archetypes: the perfectionist, the rebel, and the addict. But I realized regardless of how that procrastination shadow shows up for you, there's always an accomplice, and that's your inner saboteur, the ultimate self-sabotage. And then my mind shifted. I was thinking about being on a road trip. I had these memories of doing that, but driving down the road in the car, and you're behind the wheel, and you're getting this constant monotonous stream of questions from the back seat. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? When are we going to get there? And it's so annoying. It doesn't matter. There can be a small child or a few teenagers or maybe an elderly mother-in-law, grandma back there, and you're pulled to do something to, stop them from whining, but also to placate and let everybody take a break. So you pull off the highway into those fabulous big rest areas now and, put the car in park. Everybody goes. You get a latte or burgers and fries and ice cream, everybody to the bathroom, top off the gas, we're back on the road. But when we have procrastination, we might hear the saboteur in our head and we might feel it in our gut, but often we are definitely getting off our virtual road to success and we find ourselves doing other things, and we're just like doing busy work, or we're at the refrigerator in the cupboard. We might be, getting those snacks. We might be scrolling on social media or shopping online, even cleaning. Literally, I have found myself sorting out a cupboard instead of doing this, making my videos or creating things, right? So, we do this, and we find ourselves just doing all these crazy things, and our endeavors for whatever it is, for our health and wellness, our vitality and fitness, or our career, our finances, our procrastination just takes it off the plate and says, no, you don't need to be prosperous. And then we have things like, wanting to find that loving relationship or improve the one we have, be a better partner or a friend, right? There's all those sorts of things that we work on. And regardless of what you're doing, sometimes, I'm trying to write my second book, right? I'm just off. I'm doing other things. So just know that this is actually normal. It's human. It is predictable. I know. I forget to tell you and my clients and remind myself that this will happen. It's known as a backward spiral or a backlash. And you've heard that statement before, take 2 steps forward and end up with 1 back. That happens to us, and it can happen with external circumstances. It's still a backward spiral if your computer crashes or you have a flat tire or your plane is late. There's all sorts of things on the outside world. But I'm talking about the inner part, this inner saboteur who shows up. And it's a crazy, crazy thing. But here's the really best part of it. It actually happens because we're making progress. I know, it doesn't make sense, but it is true. We're making progress. And that little inner shadow in our subconscious is sending us messages about, wants to protect us, but the messages are coming through with, oh, you got to stop, you can't shine, you've got to slow down, you're going too fast. People will criticize, they'll laugh, you'll get, oh my God, you'll get ridiculed, they'll call you a fool or a fraud, the inner critic is really going crazy now. How many parts of procrastination are in there? So just take a moment to realize that it is normal and natural. It will happen. So if you can remember this, awareness is key. Just be aware of it. You might find yourself already off doing things and catch yourself. But if you know it's going to happen, you can plan for it. Just like we plan our day around, okay, I'm going to write during this time, and I'm going to do social media for my business over here, and, take care of kids or grandkids or whatever you're doing in your life. You're going to schedule in things for yourself, right? But you'll also schedule in the breaks. We all know we need them. We're beginning to get trouble maybe with our back or our body somehow because we're sitting too much, or our heads down on our computer or our phone too much. So we just want to make sure we have those breaks. But it's really cool. You can plan ahead. Like, I know I usually always go for sweet first and then salty. Does anybody else do this? Chocolate and then some chips. So, what if I chopped up the fruit and had it ready to eat? What if I had the vegetables, some celery even, and had it ready to eat? What is it about, like melons, that I won't eat them unless I chop them up first? But you get the gist. You plan ahead. And then the big, big, big thing to know is that this is your inner child. This procrastination shadow and the inner critic were all born when we were young. And when we had things happen to us, maybe in school, we couldn't read a word, pronounce it, or spell it, or get up to the front and complete a math problem on the board. Or maybe an adult figure or a parent told us that we weren't doing something right. Or even those things that seem kind of minuscule when they happen, but they're not the things that are like, be quiet and sit down. How many times did we hear that to where we just like, okay, I'll stay back. Or you're too loud, you're too boisterous, right? So just know where that's coming from, and we need to take the break to pay attention to that part of us because it's trying to protect us, and it's doing it in a really freaking old way. So the other part of that, you're going to be aware, you're going to plan for it, you're going to schedule, and then you're going to put Post-it notes everywhere. Put them on your laptop, on your desk, in a drawer, on the refrigerator, in the kitchen, on your bathroom mirror, in your car. There's one word on the Post-it note, and it says tap. And I'm always telling you that tapping can help you out of a situation and bring you out of your head. Now you've got, all this stuff going on about how not good enough you are. So the tapping, whether on one point, one hand or not, or all of them, just stop. I'm like, oh my gosh, here I am again. I'm in the kitchen. And just stop and pay attention to it. Like, okay, I just need a break. I'm just going to have a snack and then I'll get back. You have pulled off the road and you've been stuck in park. But if you understand what's going on, you can say, wow, I must be making progress because I am now in a backward spiral. And if we catch it, we won't get caught keeping into that spiral and going down further, just being upset with ourselves. Tap and acknowledge it and move on. And so I have so much more about that and about the inner critic and about all the shadows. But just know that you are enough. You don't have to be any younger, prettier, thinner, more knowledgeable, smarter, more educated. You don't. You have a wealth of wisdom. You have so much experience to share. And I've been told by the younger people coming, particularly the younger women, they're looking up to us for that wisdom. So I want you to step up and step out and be there. Be there for yourself to feel the joy that you've been looking for. So, who's driving anyway? I'll see you next time.